Welcome YouTube, my name is Villains. Now I want to make one thing very clear. I think She-Hulk could be a lot better. Writing, dialogue, jokes, and punchlines and characters have all been lacking so far. And I need to preface this because I know there's going to be a lot of idiots who see the title of the video and they're going to go right into the comment section and type out a comment before even listening to what I got to say. So watch the entire video, listen to what I got to say, and then you can type out your comment. We can have a discussion. But I want you guys to keep that in mind for later on in the video. In the past week and some change, YouTubers, both big, small, have been, they've been obliterating She-Hulk. Honestly, like it's kind of ridiculous. And I want to direct you guys to the reactions I made on both episode 1 and 2 so you guys can get how I felt in the moment watching the episodes. But in this video, I'm gonna address some of the arguments made in these She-Hulk critique videos. And calling these videos critiques are generous because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, either you guys are getting bad at your jobs or you just riding the hate wave for clout for your channel. Most of these videos are pretty much the same thing. They're all rundowns of the episode, be it 1 or 2, and they place their corny jokes, their corny memes, and I'm gonna point out some of these specific points that are basically regurgitated in all of these videos that I watch, but I'm also point out some of the points that I agree with. Like I said, this show has some work to do and it's far from perfect, but I don't think it warrants a lot of the criticism that it's getting right now. One of the first ones being one of the funniest ones that is in damn near every video I watch. They all destroy Tatiana Maslany and her looks. Like, I don't know where this came from, but yo, there's not a single person on YouTube that thinks Tatiana Maslany is even decent, bro. They destroy her. It's bad. Like, and using her looks to kind of talk about how bad the show is kind of just makes no sense to me, because at that point you're talking about the actor and like that has nothing to do with the show. I know at some point she's talking about like being catcalled and stuff, and somebody was like, yo, who would ever catcall her? She's a 4 on a good day. Like, damn, bro. I mean, it is pretty funny, but like, you're not critiquing She-Hulk. You're talking about how ugly she is in your opinion. I mean, she's not even that bad, bro. But on the topic of ugly stuff, the next criticism that I hear a lot is the CGI is horrible. The CGI is awful. She looked like Shrek. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not that bad. The CGI is not that bad. Now, when the trailer came out months ago or last year or whenever that was, yeah, they had obviously a lot of work to do. Those first couple trailers really did not look so good. I believe they even hid her face in some of the first like promo material that was coming out. We can assume that they were finishing up VFX during all that time, but the fact is, it's not really that bad. And a lot of the times that people say that the CGI is bad, they're just saying that. They have no substance. They just say that and they compare it to Shrek. Like, bro, you really gonna sit here and tell me a movie from 20 years ago looks just as good as this? You're lying, bro. That is cap. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, on top of it all, I think I'm gonna keep on saying this point is the fact that we are 2 episodes in. We are 2 episodes in. Some people have more videos on She-Hulk than the amount of episodes that are out currently. That doesn't make any sense. 2 episodes in, there's less than an hour of content based around this show, based around this character out. So I'm going to keep on saying this point because it's a big factor into some of the actual criticism that we're going to get to in a second. One of the first ones being that Jen is better than Bruce or the Hulk at everything. This point right here is just false. Like, watch the show, bro. She is not smarter than Bruce. You can almost say he breaks it in a simple term. Like, he makes everything simple for her to understand. She's not better than him at anything. Let's actually talk about that training sequence. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't think I said this yet, but the show is corny. It is. Watch my reaction. Like I said, that's why I directed you guys to my reaction. You could see how I'm reacting in real time while I'm watching the show, and I still feel the same way. The show is corny, bro. It's corny. Straight up. It's not funny. That's it. It was advertised as a comedy. It's not doing a great job of that. I mean, some of the jokes aren't too bad, but yeah, for the most part, it's corny, bro. Like, I'm gonna just keep it real. All right, let's check this out. All right, boulder toss. This is the big scene in question right here that everybody says that she's better than him in, right? Hulk is real casual about it. One hand, just nothing special, you know? Obviously, she's putting a little bit more effort into it. They saying she's gloating about being better than him, and she just said yes. She's looking at him, man. I mean, bro. I don't know how you can say Jen is better than Hulk and then literally you see that. Like, he did his Marvel versus Capcom move. Yes, I made the same joke in my reaction. He literally turned the Rock into a meteor in like 2 seconds.
Trying to show you how it's done. I'm shown.
I mean, bruh. I want to make a point about kind of their interactions, I guess. I think people don't understand that Marvel only had about 20 minutes to show that these two were believable cousins after years, 10 years of us seeing this Hulk. He now has a cousin that we're supposed to believe is his cousin that he's close to. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that their interactions aren't real, they banter. I mean, let's see, yeah, this right here, that's a miss. That joke is not it.
Asks for balance.
If you guys think Hulk can't do that, you're crazy, bro. And I mean, of course she can do it. She's smaller. Dude is huge, but he can still probably do more impressive things. I mean, look at his face. He's not doing that because he's jealous that he can't do a little flip like that. He wants her to take it seriously. She's not better than him. I don't know where this came from. You know, you talk about her line when she's like, oh, so I'm better than you? Like, she doesn't understand what Bruce was looking at. Like, and he corrected it. He said, well, we're different, but we're just similar. That's what it is. Right. Now, if you want to say this is her being stronger than the Hulk, bro, he's been on this island for a minute, we can presume. He's not trying to break everything here. She doesn't know how to hold her strength in yet. He did say that their genes were similar, so we can assume that her strength is up there. She doesn't know how to control it. He's been Hulk for a long time. If he was to not hold back, yes, if they were to have a fight, it would play out probably even worse than it did in the comics, in that one comic when he absolutely slammed her. Everybody's saying that Jen is better than Hulk at everything, but they're just saying that. Like, there's nothing you can point to prove that. I'm literally looking at it right now. Bruce is clearly holding back, and not only that, he's not even Hulk. Hulk is on a different level. We know this, bro. Like, what feats does she have compared to the Hulk that we've seen over the years to tell you that she's better than the Hulk? Be honest, bro. We have less than an hour of footage of her being She-Hulk. What has she done to prove that she's equal to Bruce even? Nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. Their little fight, I might just have to watch that on here too, because, bro, who the hell is that? Alright, here we go right here. Now we know Classic Hulk could absolutely obliterate this car. So that's one little thing to let you guys know that Hulk is kind of nerfed from his past self, obviously, as if everybody didn't already know that, but that's where his power level's at. He's lower than before. Now we're gonna have to gauge She-Hulk to a lowered Hulk, and she still doesn't even come close. Watch this. No damage, of course. Sucker punch. Probably angry because, as we see, she was a little pissed off. Sucker punch, broke his glasses, and no damage whatsoever. He absolutely ate that off guard. Taking it easy on her. Look at this. Are you really gonna sit here and tell me that she's better than him? This man is going like this, bro. He's going like this. That man is going like this. You telling me? Really, bro? Look at him, bro. He like this. He like, just stop it. Just stop it. You come on now. Just stop. Where is she better than him, bro? Like, I want to see. I don't know what y'all watching. She tosses him over. Okay. That clap was nothing compared to his clap in Incredible Hulk. You guys know this. So why are you gonna sit here and say that she's better than him. Let's continue on.
That's all you got.
She's learning. Come on, bro. And you're gonna sit here and tell me that this CGI is bad? You're gonna point at it and just say it's bad, bro. Bro, I would like to see any of you do better than this. This is amazing, bro. Come on, bro. I might just have to watch Corridor Crew just to see what they say about this, bro. This is impressive right here. If you're gonna sit here and tell me this is bad CGI compared to the CGI of 20 years ago, you're capping, bro. You're just capping. Oh my gosh. And look at him. You can see he's barely trying. She can't even come close to the amount of strength he has. And she's better than him? She's miles away from the real Hulk. Come on now. She's miles away from probably Professor Hulk Smart Hulk. Whatever. You guys know what I mean, bro. Watch somebody tell me that in the comments. Man, it's dumb. But she's miles away from even Smart Hulk when he's angry, I'd imagine. Because he's not really angry here. He's just a little annoyed. Ate that. And of course they get into their little shouting match. But if you're gonna tell me that She-Hulk is close to Hulk, like he's not even actually trying, bro. You could see that he's not trying. Yes, he's growling back, but he's probably going maybe 50%, and she's legitimately upset. I don't know, man. Better than Hulk at everything. I just don't know. I mean, look at Reaper. Uploaded a video just as I'm here recording a video talking about the things that he mentioned. Nothing happens, of course. This show is a waste of time, but I guarantee you, Reaper, you're going to be here week by week analyzing She-Hulk. I guarantee it, bro. Ben Shapiro. Complete garbage. 1 million views. I mean, hey. It's the hot thing to make a video on. I understand. It's the hot topic to go with the same opinion that everybody else has. I understand. Ben Shapiro, you're capping if you're saying you watched this. Like, bro. Come on, bro. Let's be real for a second here. You didn't watch this. You saw what everybody was saying online. You said, wow, I pretty much say these same things. I'm going to get views if I talk about it. And that's what you did. You got your views. So I commend you for that. Anyway, Jen's speech. I'm not going to lie. This moment is extremely corny. You guys can see my reaction when I'm watching it in real time in the video that I was talking about. What I want to talk about here is the alternatives that most people offered to this scene are just horrible. All except for the Critical Drinker, who had a great alternative to the scene, and I really, really like what he had to say about it. He basically made his whole video around recrafting that scene and basically repurposing that scene, giving it some more context and stuff like that. So I advise you guys to go watch Drinker's video because I really liked his analysis. The way that he suggested was more on track of what I was thinking for what would have made that scene work. But the fact is, it didn't hit, especially to us guys. I mean, we just not gonna relate to what she was talking about. We're men. We don't deal with that. Simple. But the last topic I want to talk about, the argument of using comics to look at the MCU and kind of compare it in a way. I want to dead that right now. Like that is it. Enough of this using the comics to justify or model what the MCU should look like. That's never what the MCU even did. They never try to do a one-to-one adaptation of comics. For the most part, the personalities of the characters are intact. But if you're gonna sit here and talk about, oh, but She-Hulk did this in the comics, and oh, but she got a blood transplant, and like, bro, they not trying to do that. They're not trying to do that, and they never have. They never did. Simple. They just haven't. So using comics as to justify your argument as to why the MCU is bad will always go in your favor. It's a weak argument to use because the MCU never adapted a comic one-to-one. Never. And they never will. I don't know why people keep on looking to the comics and they go, oh, but this is supposed to happen. Like, no, bro. No, it's not. they're doing something different. Whether being different is good or not is all on the execution, and I will say they got to step it up on that end because they haven't been executing. But I'm not gonna look at the comic and say that the show is bad because of the comic. No, I'm gonna look at the show and take in what they present to me because the comic doesn't matter. And I think that's the thing, that people are kind of just, they're too attached to these comics. I'm not even gonna lie, and this is probably gonna expose some people. They don't read the comics that they say they do, bro. I hope the audience knows this. They don't. Nobody really does. Nobody's gonna sit here and tell me they read the entire Sensational She-Hulk. You're lying, bro. They read things that happen in the comics. They're like, oh, MCU's gonna do it. No, bro, no. Get that out of your head. Watch the MCU. Don't try to take comic knowledge into it while you're watching it, because you're setting yourself up to be disappointed. To think that the MCU is gonna do what comics did is just, that's not even how they got to where they are. If anything, they got to where they are, as successful as they are, because they didn't do what the comics did. I would argue that that's the case. And I would have a lot of things to support my argument, because no movie is a one-to-one adaptation of what they did before. Now, yeah, they take maybe certain looks or personalities or stuff like that. Like, characters are known for this, so they're going to include that. Yeah, usually that carries over. But if you're talking about storyline wise, I'm struggling to even think of one thing that is the same as the comics. I can't. There's nothing like that exists. And that's due to a few things. I mean, the MCU didn't have a lot of the characters that it did, or it didn't have the vision that the comics did. Like, comics were a thing for years before they got to good storylines. You're not going to sit here and tell me comics from the 60s have good storylines, bro. You're not. Comics from the 70s, like, bro, it took a while for those things to get good. And like the MCU, they're still building on a lot of things, still trying to introduce new characters now. Now, that has nothing to do with the execution of the character, because when it comes down to it, you got to execute. You got to make the character good. You got to make the people care about them. You got to make the people feel some kind of way. You gotta make this character stand out in some way, shape, or form. But when they try to give these characters like something, do not use the comics to justify what they should be. It's two completely different things. We need to detach ourselves from comics. And that's weird in and of itself, because what we're watching is a comic book thing. So you kind of have to associate the two with each other because there's nothing else to associate it with. But at the end of the day, this is different. This is not the same thing. People don't seem to get that. I don't know why. Stop using comics to reference the MCU or to judge the MCU, because it doesn't make sense. They will never match up, and you will always have your argument in favor by using that. It's a poor argument to make, and it makes no sense using it. Like I said, there's a lot I could go into. There's a lot of points that these people made in their videos that just have me scratching my head as to why you would say something like that. You sound dumb. At the end of the day, you guys are going into future episodes, even though some of you said you would rather watch paint dry, apparently, and have went into the show in general with this like preconceived notion that it was going to be bad. And when you watch the show, it only amplified that opinion. And trust me, I agree, it's lacking in a few areas. But when you have that opinion before the show even comes out in some cases, and then you spread that to your audience, that mindset is contagious, especially when you have a bigger channel and you have all that influence. People are gonna dislike the show just because you told them to, not even realize that somebody probably did that to you. And like I said, do not sit here and capture your whole audience saying you read She-Hulk, you read the comics, because no, you didn't, bro. And to the people that support the show like crazy, y'all are no better because you go a little too far with it. I had people disliking my video and telling me that I hate women in my comments section. Like, bro, what? Just because I cringed at poorly delivered dialogue is one of the criticisms that I really do agree with. The show got to get better on that dialogue. It does. But my message is to wait and watch the show before you sit here and say that it's the greatest thing ever or it's the worst thing ever and you'll never watch it again, because you will. You are. You're going to watch people's reactions with an opinion that you barely formed by yourself. And that goes for both sides, the haters and the lovers of the MCU. And this doesn't just go for She-Hulk. This goes for everything before and everything to come. It's like nowadays, there's only two categories you could place a project in. Either it's the best thing ever or it's the worst thing to have ever existed. And then because of that, I feel like the ones to blame for superhero fatigue is you guys yourselves. Take it from me, bro. Like, I never even watched Iron Man 1. Yes, I'm serious. Not only do you not have to watch everything that comes out, but you don't have to be its biggest fan or its biggest hater either. Criticism is fine, and honestly, I agree with most of the good ones, but you guys are getting boring. Y'all opinions are the same thing over and over and over again. Why does everybody have a Shrek CGI joke? Why does everybody find Tatiana so chopped? Like, she not even that bad, bro. I don't know, man. Y'all gotta tighten up and stop heading straight online after or during a movie or an episode. And if you honestly hate it or like it that much, then all right, cool, no problems there. But just know, if you guess something wrong, then I'm gonna call you out on it and I'm gonna oppose your viewpoint, because that's what villains do.